Hello and welcome to Wanna Be a Chef. Today we are going to make dark brown sugar cake, or you can say the caramel cake also. So let's get started and know the ingredients. So we have taken 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour or maida, 1.5 cups of soft dark brown sugar, 3/4 cups of butter at room temperature, 3 eggs at room temperature, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, half cup of milk and 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. So in a large mixing bowl we are going to take the butter and sugar and we are going to cream this together as usual. This is the first process we always do. So this is our 1.5 cups of soft dark brown sugar, and to this we are going to add 3/4 cups of room temperature butter. This is unsalted and also this is homemade. So we are going to beat this until creamy, and I am using a hand mixer here. If you don't have a hand mixer you can use the hand whisk also, but that's going to take a lot of time, and we are going to beat this until creamy. To our brown sugar and butter mixture we are going to add in the eggs one at a time, and we are going to beat this every time we add the egg. So this goes the first egg and we are going to beat this. Now it's time to add in our second egg and we're going to beat this again. Now it's time to add in our last and final egg, and along with this we are going to add the vanilla essence, that is 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, as we always do. This cake is also called as caramel cake or brown sugar cake, which means one and the same. So we're going to beat this again. Once you have whipped the third egg, you're going to take your flour, that is the 1.5 cups of flour, and to this we are going to add in our salt and baking powder, and we're going to just give a nice mix until your flour and baking powder and salt mixes really well. You can use a spoon or a whisk, it all depends upon you. I'm using a spoon here. Just give a nice mix, and next we are going to add in the flour and the milk alternatively. We are going to add in 3 batches. So first we are going to add the flour and then we are going to add the milk little at a time. So this is the process, and we are going to whip it. Again the same thing we are going to do. We are going to add the flour, then little of milk. So this is the second batch. We are going to whip it again to add in the last and final batch of our flour and also the milk, and we are going to whip this again. Our brown sugar cake batter is now ready. We are going to pour it in the loaf pan. I have greased and lined a baking loaf here. I am going to transfer this batter, and we are going to bake this at 160 degrees on a preheated oven at the same temperature for 30 to 35 minutes, or until a skewer comes out clean. Our brown sugar cake is just out of the oven. I have inserted a skewer and it has come out clean. So we are going to let this cool down for 10 to 15 minutes in the tin. Our brown sugar cake was cooling in the tin for around 10 to 15 minutes now. It's time to demold it. Just loosen the edges using the butter knife. I've taken a steel plate and tilted the tin. Just tap a little so that your cake comes out. You can see it has come out clean. We're going to remove the parchment paper now. So you can see our cake has baked perfectly. I'm just going to cut a piece to show you the texture of the cake. You can see the texture of the cake here. It is super moist and it's crumbly. I hope you like this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for such interesting and easy recipes. You can also visit me on my Facebook page, which is given in the description box. Thank you and keep watching.